Hello, I'm Tomas Rawlings, a designer here at Rawlings Digital, and I've been working on the Mars Horizon Blast-Off game, and with me is...
I'm Steve Martin, I'm a designer working on Mars Horizon Blast-Off.
I should say, Steve's actually the designer. He's being a little bit modest at that point. It's the vast majority of the design work in this game is his, and he deserves total credit for it because it's cool.
What you're saying is it's not your fault if it goes wrong.
Well, I can say that.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but I'm also saying if it goes right, you do get the credit for that. So. And what we'd like to do in this video is talk to you about a couple of our favourite cards that are in the game. We've both done a lot of playtesting of it. We played through lots of cards, and you end up with your personal favourites, and it's kind of nice to share what those are.
So the first card I've chosen is the N1. It's one of the vehicles in the game. It's in the first era, and historically it's the Russians' answer to the Saturn V. It's their moon rocket. Except it never actually properly launched. I think the most success the N1 ever had was it got a kilometre off the ground, which is pretty good, and then it exploded. All the ones before just exploded. And it's the most amazing looking thing. It looks like no other rocket in the world, and it's bad, unfortunately. So we put it in the game because it's the best, well, it's the worst, and it's super unreliable, but it's cheap, and if it works, great, but it probably won't. And the second card I've chosen is Shared Credit. So Shared Credit gives you it's a way of getting prestige points without doing missions. So normally prestige is a very, very rare resource. You can only get it through completing missions successfully, and once you spend it, it's gone forever. So shared credit is a way players can gain a bit of prestige to increase their agency without having to do any missions. However, the downside to it is you have to choose another player to give a bit of prestige to as well. So what that means is in larger games you can kind of get a nice bonus for yourself and also help out somebody who's not doing so well or not directly competing with you. So I think that's quite fun.
The cards I picked are a mission card, Animal in Space, and Diplomacy card. The Animal Space, obviously, before they sent a human up, they decided to send an animal. In history, it was the Russians, and they sent up a dog called Laika. When you read into the space stuff, you find out Laika didn't come back, which is very depressing. I think in our game, if you're going to do the Animal in Space, you get to pick the animal. I'm more of a cat than a dog person, so maybe it's a cat in space first. We also decided that actually you need to name the animal because you know the animal you're sending to its doom. Maybe we should add a card in that brings the animal back, so it's got a happier ending.
Nice.
That would be nice. And my next card is a Diplomacy card, and it relates to a system in the game that I think is really cool. When you first grab a rocket from the central play area, that is the design of the rocket. Your tech team has come up with that design of how to do something. It's got a blueprint token on it, and even though you've figured out how to do it, you've not unveiled it yet, you've not used it. And therefore it means that that's secret to you, and that stops other people from using that design. Once you use the rocket, you've unveiled that design to the world, and other people can essentially copy that. In our game, they pay you to license that tech from you, but then they can use, in effect, your designs to move forward. This means you can try to block people by grabbing the design of the rocket and not launching a mission until you're ready, and that stops other people from using that rocket type. And if that rocket type is what's needed for the mission, that does potentially create a bottleneck, although there are several vehicle types. However, there's a way of breaking that, and this is this card here, Diplomacy. It's a data leak. What essentially happens is, it's a way you can remove the blueprint token from somebody else's card in order to get that rocket in play and move forward. It's a nice bit of the way the kind of competition, cooperation-y vibe of the game really works well, and I think it's a great card.